Welcome back to B for Crypto, and yes, are we going to see a further dump towards the downside, or could it be that Bitcoin will turn around in these regions? Because yes, we can see that Bitcoin has some support round about the 27,000 US dollar level. So guys, we're going to find out what will happen in the immediate short term and why you should buy the dip. And guys, we're going to start directly on the daily chart for Bitcoin, and yes, we saw this dump towards the downside, and guys, we came all the way back down, broke this very important trend line and also the 13 EMA, and at the moment we are trading at round about 27,400 US dollars, where we're getting a bounce in these regions. But first of all, we're going to find out what would be our bearish price target if we're going to lose this support and break down even further. And yes guys, this would be round about the 25,200 US dollar level, where we also have the 100 moving average on the daily chart. And guys, yes, this would be our next support for the price of Bitcoin. And if we're going to see this reversal in these regions, Bitcoin first has to overcome these major resistance levels. And we're going to find out that on the 4-hour chart. But first of all, let's go on the weekly chart to really find out where are our important levels for Bitcoin. And yes, on the weekly chart, we can see that Bitcoin went all the way up into this major resistance area, which is round about the 31,000 US dollar level. And yes, if we're going to look at this previous bull run, we can see that Bitcoin perfectly held support in these regions, and that's why previous support turns into resistance, and that's why the price of Bitcoin got this major resistance point. But guys, first of all, let's go and zoom in on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, and then we can see exactly in these areas Bitcoin is at the moment trading underneath the 100 moving average on the weekly chart, and we can see that our very important the 13 EMA is round about the 25,900 US dollar level. But guys, yes, we could see this reversal all the way back down to this major support, where we can see we had previous resistance and resistance turns into support, and that's why we could see that Bitcoin would come all the way back down into these regions. But guys, this would still be very bullish for the price of Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is still forming higher lows, and this retracement all the way back to this major support zone would just give us an indication Bitcoin is holding this level quite strong, and that we could expect that Bitcoin will hold exactly this level. But guys, yes, we also have very important moving averages in these areas, the 200 moving average exactly here, where we can see that Bitcoin got a lot of resistance from the 200 moving average in the previous price movement. But guys, first of all, let's find out what Bitcoin did in this year and what we could expect, and where this is the best opportunity to buy the dip. And guys, yes, we're going to first remove the EMAs, and then we're going to take the measurement tool and drag it all the way from the beginning of the year. And yes, we're going to take it from the 1st of January all the way up to the 31,000 US dollar level, and then we can see, yes, Bitcoin had a pump of 86% towards the upside. And yes, we could see that Bitcoin went from the bottom all the way to this major first resistance, which was round about 51%. And then we saw this correction towards the downside from this high all the way down to this support, which was round about the 19,500 US dollars, and we saw that the price of Bitcoin dumped 22%. And yes guys, this was just a small correction. So then we saw that Bitcoin turned around in these areas, and we saw a pump from the bottom all the way to the high at 31,000 US dollars of 58%. And this is just big guys, and at the moment we are seeing this correction. Yes guys, we saw this correction from the 31,000 US dollar level all the way to our low, which was round about the 27,150 US dollars. This was a 12% dump. And yes guys, if we're going to see this dump all the way back down to the 25,000 US dollar level, where we also have our very important moving averages, yes guys, this would be an 18% dump. But guys, overall this is the best opportunity to buy Bitcoin, because guys, if you would have dollar cost average all the way up, you would have seen a major return on your investments if you would have invested from the beginning of this year. And yes guys, the markets are pulling back, and this is the best opportunity to dollar cost average, even though we're going to see maybe that the price of Bitcoin will come all the way back down to the 25,000 US dollar level. Guys, this is just a major opportunity you will get to buy Bitcoin in these low areas. But guys, I want to show you something that really brings this to the point. And yes, someone can build more real estate, someone can issue more stock, someone can print more fiat, someone can mine more gold, but no one can create more Bitcoin. And guys, we're going to go on the 4-hour chart to find out what is going to happen in the immediate short term. And yes, on the 4-hour chart, we can see that Bitcoin is at the moment holding this support round about the $27,000 level. We could see that after we have reached the $31,000, we saw this consolidation, dump, and this pump towards the upside, forming a lower high, and then we saw that the price movement dumped all the way back down, breaking this major important trend line for Bitcoin round about the $28,400, and we saw this retest testing this major support and also this downward sloping trend, and we saw that we got this rejection, and we saw that the price of Bitcoin dumped all the way back down, and now we saw this relief pump coming all the way back down to the 13 EMA on the 4-hour chart. But guys, yes, we can see that this held as resistance, and at the moment we can see that Bitcoin bounced off from these levels. And yes, we have this bearish scenario. If we're going to break this support, then I expect we're going to see that Bitcoin will come all the way back down to the $25,000 level if we're going to break this major support and confirm it with this breakout. But guys, yes, we could also see this turnaround exactly in these areas, and for that we have to see that Bitcoin first of all forms higher lows, and this would be the first indication that Bitcoin tries to hold this level. And then guys, we should form higher highs for Bitcoin, and then we have to see that Bitcoin breaks this very important trend line, and also that we can stay above and break also this trend line, this very important trend line which held the price of Bitcoin in these levels. But yes guys, ultimately if we're going to see higher lows and also higher highs for Bitcoin, we could expect that we're going to see a turnaround, and that maybe Bitcoin will come all the way back up to the $30,000 level. But guys, if we're going to break this major support, maybe we're going to see this dump all the way back to the $25,000. But guys, this is just the opportunity to buy Bitcoin even lower. And if you want to buy all of these cryptocurrencies, make sure to go down in the video description below and sign up with my BITGET link, where you receive a massive deposit bonus. And guys, if you like this update, smash up the like button and subscribe, and most importantly, activate the bell, and make sure to be for crypto.